Welcome back. WSU football released their depth chart for the first time this season. Let's dive into the 5 most interesting things to come out of it. At number 5, we're heading to the wide receiver position. If you've been following this team, this isn't a huge surprise, but it is a big deal. Freshman Deshaun Dribbling will get the start at X receiver outside of the kicker position. Deshaun is the only freshman starting on this team, so congrats to him. Dribbling has been a breakout star at camp and has been lauded by coaches and players alike. One other wide receiver note, Donovan gets the start at Z receiver over CJ Moore. Onto the running back group. Before you, the viewer, have any freakouts, Max Borghi is the starter. However, the second string running back spot still looks a bit up for grabs. Deion McIntosh had a pretty decent season filling in for Borghi last year, but it looks like he's fighting it out with Wisconsin transfer Nakia Watson. The coaching staff has sung Nakia's praises this training camp. Meanwhile, Deion didn't practice the first day of camp because he was late, but still going to be interesting to see the RB2 battle play out on the field. We'll head over to the defensive side of the ball for number 3. This one caught me off guard a little bit. George Hicks moved from corner to safety this offseason at the request of the coaching staff. He started all 4 games at corner for the Cougs last year. He is now listed as the second string safety behind Khalid Jabril, who didn't start in any games last year. I doubt Hicks changed his position to be coming off of the bench, but here we are. However, the biggest news on the defensive side of the ball of this depth chart was who wasn't on it. Senior defensive lineman Dallas Hobbs was nowhere to be found. Hobbs did suffer an ankle injury in the final game of last season at Utah, but it appeared he was all systems go for this season. He also tweeted today about meeting with Pac-12 Commissioner George Kliavkoff this past week, so it appears he's in good standing. Regardless, looks like WSU will be going without one of their starters this week against Utah State unless he didn't make the 2 deep, which would be shocking. And finally, at number 1, of course, we're talking quarterbacks. Not surprisingly, Jaden DeLora and Jarrett Garantano were given an OR tag, which means WSU has not decided who will start at QB. When Rolovich was asked point blank today by the media if he had a starter in mind but just wasn't naming that starter publicly, Rolovich said no. He also said that both of his quarterbacks have stepped up the last 4 to 5 practices, and that's what has made this decision so difficult. Rolo says he definitely plans to have a starter in place come Friday evening, but he's still uncertain if he will be naming that starter publicly.